When you see 0011, it means 3. That's binary. So transistors were programmed to switch or flop between these currents. So as the current is going in, the transistor is able to determine on, off, you come on, you go off. That's what you are trying to say here. So at the later end, we will talk about this more. But this is just an introduction to transistors and you know how the transistors work. Good. Okay. Now let's talk about the integrated circuit or the IC. This is what the IC. Integrated circuit or monolithic integrated circuit, also referred to as an IC or chip or a microchip, is a set of electronic circuits on one small flat piece or chip of semiconductor material that is normally silicon. Good. So this is the device. I don't know if you have seen it before. If you have a computer, you see something in like this. Not only computer, any digital device use IC. Any digital device use IC. This is the motherboard. The motherboard here, and this is the IC built on the motherboard. And we say this particular IC. This is how it works. Integrated circuit or IC, sometimes called a chip or microchip, is a semiconductor wafer on which thousands of millions of tiny resistors, capacitors, and transistors are fabricated. Good. So not to waste your time, we're talking about this IC. Is that is a semiconductor device. It's a semiconductor device in which thousands, millions of thousands of transistors, capacitors, resistors are being built, and it works on it on this very, very, very powerful device. You've seen it like this. The IC is very powerful, and transistors, we spoke about them, and this time around, transistors are also parts of the IC here. So these are the things that make up the IC. You have resistors, capacitors, and transistors. They were fabricated together to make the IC. This kind of IC has two defined levels. That's what zeros and ones, as I was saying, ones and zeros, which implies that they work on binary mathematics, wherein 1 stands for on and 0 stands for off, as I was explaining earlier. So such ICs are accomplished diligently as they contain more than millions of flip-flops. So when I say flip-flop, it's just like on and off, something that switches itself. So it's able to determine, as the logic or the program on the computer is stored in the IC, is able to determine whether this transistor should come on or off, whether the information should pass through or should resist, whether it should switch on 1 or 0. And we said it earlier that 1 stands for on and 0 stands for what? Off. That's what you are seeing here. I may ask you, zeros and ones. 1 stands for a current being allowed to pass through, which is on, and 0 stands for current being denied to pass through, which is off. Good. So this is how the IC also works. And it works as what? A logic gate. We'll be talking about this also. Logic gate is something that is able to accept a program, true or false. Good. If you have any question, leave a comment. Come back and continue this tutorial, because this is just an introduction to second and third generation computers. First of all, you can go back and check the third generation computers. They use transistors. Third generation computers, they use what? ICs. And while the second generation computers use transistors. That's all we are trying to say today. And we come in detail to discuss what transistors are, what they look like, and how they work. And we move on to discuss ICs and how ICs also work. That's the introduction to this video. Take your time and go through again. I'll ask you questions at the end. Make sure we do it nicely and submit. Let's take a look at this exercise. Discuss the main difference between the second generation computers and the third generation computers. You should be able to tell me this. 2. Second generation computers were based on sure I can get this. What is here? Third generation computers use printed circuit board to replace much of the wiring between the transistors. True or false? Identify the devices below. What is this? What is this? And what is this? I'm sure you can do this. So take your time. Go over it again and read. When you don't understand anything, feel free and ask questions. I'm here to help you.